Let's get ready to rumble!
Hey YTPC, tonight I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison between the St. Bruno Flake and the St. Bruno Ready Rub. Is there a difference? So for this test, I'll be using two meerschaums. I'll put the Ready Rubbed in this little guy, and I'll put the Flake in this one. So here I have the two. Now what I'm going to do first is compare the tin notes. So first the Ready Rubbed. Okay, there is a very noticeable difference in the tin notes. I get the fruitiness and a little bit of the floral and a little bit of grassy in this one in the Ready Rubbed. And this is overwhelmingly fruity and floral. No grass, but a much stronger aroma on the Flake. And I can't identify what that fruit is that I smell. It's not fig. Well, anyway, this one has a strong fruity smell to it. So much more flavorful than the Ready Rub. So the Flake wins on the tin note. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to the studio cam and we'll get this prepared into two piles. And after that, I'll load up the pipes and then I'll be back on this camera. So I'm going to switch you over there now. Okay, we're going to get the tobacco prepared. Okay, so that's our Ready Rubbed pile. And now for the Flake. Not sure how many flakes I'll need, so take that. Actually, you don't even need to really rub it in your hand. It just comes apart nice. Okay, so that was about two and a half flakes on that. Just let it sit for a minute or two, and then I will load up the bowls and go back to the regular camera. So it looks like the Flake does break up a little finer, and the Ready Rub looks like it's still thicker. Even if you rub it, it kind of stays in thicker strands. So I'm sure it can be rubbed out more, but I'm going to try and smoke it pretty much the way it came out. All right, I'll see you back on the main cam. Okay, I've got both of the bowls loaded up. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get for me what's a baseline because I've tried the Ready Rubbed before. So I'm going to light that first and get into the first third of the bowl and then make a switch over to the Flake and see what I get from there. But I will do both of the char lights first so that way I can just pick up and do the true lights and do the test. So I'll see you after the char lights are done and I'll let you know what I think of the char lights. Okay, I've done the char lights, and on the char lights, the Ready Rubbed had the light fruitiness, the floral, um, very smooth flavor to it. The Flake had a lot of, I don't know how to describe it other than a lot of flavor, a lot of the fruit and floral, and it even had a creaminess to it. So maybe like a, I don't know if it's a bready cream or a light vanilla cream. It had a creamy milk cream smoothness, sweetness to it. Not a sour, but a sweet one. A lot more flavor in this, and had a hit of pepper on the first retro, but that was still during the char light. So I don't. After I got into it, getting the char light going, I didn't get that extreme pepper. So that was just on the initial first light. All right, so let's get into the Ready Rubbed here. Knock off some of the ashes. Very smooth. All the flavors are blending well. Just a slight pepper on the retrohale. Yeah, very smooth, very smooth. Let's kick over to the Flake. Yeah, wow. See, a lot of pepper on that on the first when you first go to and light it and do a retro. Pepper comes straight out. But once it's going, now it's pretty much gone. Yeah, the flavor is definitely stronger. It's like this is a coffee, and then that's the coffee. Just added more water to it. So not that it's lacking any flavor at all. I mean, it's the Ready Rubbed is great. This just has a lot more of the flavor going on. Or I think the Ready Rub seems to be, for me, fruitier. This one seems to have more of the floral aspect to it. The taste I'm getting from here is not the fruit It's not in the front. It's still there, but there's something else that's something else in front of it, and I'm guessing it's that floral. Yeah, they're very close, but I mean, honestly, if I was blindfolded, I mean, and I've got a new palate, but they kind of taste like different tobaccos to me. It's just because this one for me has so much more flavor than that one. Although I can't say I could pick one over the other, uh, which is odd. I thought they were going to be close. I didn't think I'd be able to detect the difference between them, but there's a distinct difference. So I don't know if there's one of the tobaccos is coming out more. I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense. Why would it? But there is definitely a different taste to it. Wow, they're both great. All right, I'm going to switch back. That was the flake. I'm going to switch back to the ready rubbed and take it down to halfway, and then do the same thing with the flake version. Come back and we'll pick up there. Okay, I am halfway through both bowls now. Wow, it's most tobacco I've smoked at one time, I think, in a long time. This one, holding its flavor, all of the flavors are pretty much the same. This is the ready rubbed. Um, Nice and smooth, nice fruitiness with a little bit of the floral in the background. Um, so it really hasn't changed, not halfway down. The This one hasn't changed much either. The floral maybe a bit stronger now in my tastes, and like I said, the floral's up here and the fruity's here. So it's clearly I'm getting more floral out of this, and it's kind of the opposite with the ready rub. And the flake overall really more full flavored. So I did the coffee and the water, but it's probably more like coffee, and then this is espresso. That would be a better way to put it. So because it's to me it's different enough, and this one is really strong. Halfway through the bowl, I would say the ready rubbed could be a nice, easy, smooth, flavorful all day smoke, and the flake would be, when I really want something a little more powerful, flavor wise. So that's where we stand halfway through. Both are great. I don't have any problems with either one of them. But for me, it's almost like two different tobaccos. So, all right, I'm going to continue working down until we get down to bottom third or a little bit less toward the end, and I will try and come wrap it up. I mean, I'm pretty sure the ready won't change because it didn't change for me when I first tried it, but we'll see. So I will be back. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of tobacco there. All right. How am I going to wrap this up? So, toward the end, the ready rubbed pretty much was the same all the way through the bowl, and all the way down to the end. Pretty much kept the same flavor. It was smooth, well, everything blended together well. With for me the fruit over the floral, but the floral was always there. So really, really pleasant all the way through. With the flake version, um, much stronger flavor. I would say heavier on the floral, but the fruit was still there, so it's not like it overpowered it. It was just a little more pronounced. Um, Halfway through, same thing. Toward the bottom, though, I started, and maybe I was smoking a little fast. I got a little more peppery at the end, and when I was going a little bit fast, it did pepper the tongue a little bit too, but not too much. But I chalked that up to cadence. So overall thoughts, both both are excellent. So if you prefer a heavier floral, I would say go with the Flake. If you like a lighter, smooth, fruitier, with still some floral in it, I would say the Ready Rubbed. Now, if I had to pick for myself, I think I'd go with the Ready Rubbed. And that's a little surprising because I would have figured the fact that I like the heavier, complex English blends that I would have chose the Flake. But it's just the Ready Rub for me is still got lots of flavor. It's just not as strong as this one. But for me, it was a little smoother, and perhaps I like the floral, but not so much of it that I was tasting in this. Now, maybe your experience will be different, but I'd say try it because they're different enough that you might find that you like one over the other. I wouldn't give this away. This is good stuff. Um, so I'm going to keep it. But I think for stocking purposes, with my current palate, the Ready Rubbed is the way to go. Now, the Flake did rub out actually better than the Ready Rub comes. So when you go to rub out the flakes, it breaks down really nice. Both were pretty moist. I let them dry for or I let them sit out for about 10 minutes. I had to go in the house and do something. So, but they smoked good. Um, the flake got a little peppery, but I think that I was chooching a little bit on that. So I'm not going to put that as any kind of negative. And both are excellent. Well, that's my thoughts on St. Bruno Ready Rubbed, St. Bruno Flake. Both excellent. And if you have the means, uh, I would say, and if you like one or the other, I would say try the one that you haven't tried, if you haven't already, and do your own comparison. I think it would be worthwhile. But right now, Red Rub for me. All right. Thanks for watching. Catch you all on the next one.